Today's practice is on the third chakra, also known as the solar plexus chakra. So we're going to start lying down on our back. Things that you need today, if you have one, is a strap or a towel, a couple of blocks, and your yoga mat and a blanket. So go ahead and lie down on your back. You need to have your legs straight or bent with your knees coming in toward each other and your hands on your lap or right on the solar plexus area above the navel, right below the ribs, or out to your side.
The third chakra is also known as the solar plexus chakra and is located around your navel and the upper abdomen below the rib cage. The Sanskrit name for this chakra is Manipura, meaning lustrous gem. It is associated with the element fire and its color is a bright yellow. The mantra sound for this chakra is Ram. The third chakra is our source of personal power for transformation and directs our self-esteem and self-confidence. Do we believe in ourselves and have a sense of purpose to fulfill our goals and dreams? Due to its location, digestive issues, stomach problems, and weight issues can be related to problems in the third chakra. When this chakra is closed down, one may feel tired, anxious, quiet, or withdrawn. There may be a fear of taking risks, confronting people or issues, taking charge, or a lack of energy. People may find they worry and take life too seriously, and there's not enough playful laughter, ease, or fun, which can help the third chakra open and relax. If the chakra is too open, there may be a desire to be in too much control, to dominate and seek power or prestige, or a more ego-driven objective. Third chakra excess can make a person narcissistic or self-centered. If you find you are stuck with a decision or at a crossroads and aren't sure which way to go, look to a gut feeling in your solar plexus for guidance. You can do this in meditation by closing your eyes and placing your hand over the area slightly above your belly button. Bring to mind the problem or dilemma. Notice how your third chakra feels when you give it choices regarding the subject. A sinking or nauseated feeling may tell you that the decision is wrong. If you present your solar plexus with the right choice, you may feel lightness in the area, or you may even feel like you can breathe easier.
Let's move our hands behind our head and walk our feet up underneath the knees. Let me go ahead and start by warming up the abdominal area, that solar plexus third chakra area. Another way to activate the third chakra is to go out and get some exercise, like walking, jogging, or cycling. You could even dance, play some music, anything that's going to get the blood pumping and focus on those empowering personal power thoughts. Go ahead and lift the shoulder blades up off your yoga mat and come back down. So exhale as you lift up and inhale as you come back down. So bring the rib cage down toward the hip bones, kind of thinking of those abdominals like an accordion, where you're lengthening and then squeezing as we come up. And then moving to a crisscross, so you're going to bring that shoulder to the opposite knee. Really think about getting a good lift and twist, bringing that underarm toward the knee, not just the elbow, crossing over your body. So you get a good lift up with that shoulder blade and a good twist. We'll do a couple more, one on each side. Okay, relaxing that head down. Go ahead and bring the hands down by your side, and we're going to lower those feet down. 1, 2, 3, up 1. 1, 2, 3, up 1. You want to make this a little more challenging. You can do this with both legs up, straight. 1, 2, 3, up 1. 1, 2, 3, up 1. 1, 2, 3, up 1. One more. 1, 2, 3, up 1. Go ahead and bend those knees again. You're going to reach up and then pull those arms back as you lengthen out those legs and come back in. Now, if you don't want to lengthen out those legs, make this a little less challenging. Just pull up those shoulder blades and pull those arms back. Or you can use the legs as well. Do a couple more. Lift up those shoulder blades, squeeze, and then lengthen. And finishing off with a bit more of a bicycle, hands back behind the head, crisscross, and you're going to kick out that opposite leg. And we'll do 4 more. Right, left, right, and left. Great job. Bring those knees into your chest. We'll release that back a little bit. If you want to cross those ankles and slide your hands down your shins, grab the top of those feet and pull them in towards your body. Now, if you're sitting with your legs crossed, like easy pose, so Sukhasana, but you're reclined on your back. You can rock side to side if you want. And then lengthen out those legs, arms above your head. Stretch, open up to the rib cage. Open up that solar plexus area. And then we'll roll over onto the other side, lifting up onto our forearms into Sphinx pose. Again, opening up that solar plexus area. You know, that feeling where we get those gut feelings or maybe a sinking feeling. Sometimes our body can tell us before our mind can really process. So it's good to tune in to those gut feelings and those instincts. And then bringing those hands below the shoulders, we're going to hug those elbows into the body. Inhale as we lift up into a baby cobra. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. Do one more time. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher, as much as it feels comfortable. Open up the chest. Look at those shoulders. See if you can draw them away from the ears if they're hunched up. And let's come on down. This time, using a little bit more muscle engagement, we're going to press up, pulling that belly button in. Nice strong core. Here we are into a modified plank. We'll lower down for 3. Do a little yoga push-up. Ooh, that was my elbow that cracked. So I'm going to pick that up in the microphone. 2. And last one. And then curl those toes under, lifting up into a full plank. I'm going to press through those hands, hollow out the chest, belly button in, slight tuck of that tailbone. Nice strong core. Breathe. And then pressing back into your downward facing dog, ears between the upper arms. Go ahead and slide those heels back towards your mat. Feel the back of the hamstrings opening. A little bit more space between the vertebrae. And then lowering those knees down, walk those hands underneath the shoulders. All fours position. We'll do some cat-cows to warm up the back. So rounding out. Chin to your chest. Inhale. Open up through the belly. Draw the shoulder blades back and look straight along the horizon. And then keep flowing through. Cat-cow. Okay, coming to a nice neutral position. And do that tail wag. So we'll do a lateral flexion of the spine. Go ahead and open up through one side of your rib cage, looking over that shoulder, pulling that hip up on that side that you're looking at, and then switch to the opposite side. This week I got a little knot right behind my shoulder blade. So when I look over my shoulder like this, it's definitely hitting that spot. So do that nice lateral flexion. It's opening up the obliques and your QL, your quadratus lumborum, that lower back muscle. That's the rectangle shape. One more. Okay, coming back to that nice neutral position, let's lift that right arm up to the side, gentle twist, and then thread that hand through the open space. And now come back up, all fours. Left arm comes up, pressing through that standing hand, gentle twist, and then thread that hand through the open space. And now let's come up to all fours. Lifting up to your knees, do a slight kneeling back bend. So you can take those hands if you're tucking them in your back pockets. And I'd like you to start by engaging those glutes. So kind of squeeze those glute muscles, pushing those hips forward, lengthening out through those thighs. Then open up through the thighs, through the belly, through the chest. Pull those shoulders back, elbows back, and then look slightly up. It's a nice, gentle extension for the back. And then reaching forward, we're going to go into child's pose. As you reach those hands forward, the bottom goes all the way back to those heels. Now, I won't be able to go all the way back, so I'm still recovering from knee surgery. So I'm going to be stopping right about here. And when you do go back into child's pose, if you do have any pain in the knees, you can always put a blanket behind the knee joint or keep your bottom lifted like I'm doing. So it shouldn't be painful in your joints. You also open up those knees a little bit wider, the width of your mat, keeping your big toes together. Okay, inhale, coming back up. Let's go ahead and go back to that downward facing dog. Once you get there, go ahead and walk your dog if you'd like. Drawing one heel down as the other leg bends and alternate. Inhale, moving into plank. From here, you can drop to your elbows for modified plank, or you can stay in that full plank, lower down to low push-up. Inhale into cobra or up dog. Opening up through that belly, through that chest. Exhale back to downward facing dog. And do that a couple more times, getting that body warmed up a little bit more. Inhale into plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Last time, inhale, plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up behind. Exhale, drawing that knee in. Step up to the hands. Inhale, go ahead and plant that left hand on the inside. And exhale, gentle twist to your right. Bringing that hand down, go ahead and step that back foot in. You're going to step it in about 10 or 11 o'clock, and then just lengthen out that front leg, nose to knee pyramid. You should feel that in the back of that thigh in the front. If you have blocks and you need to use them, you can put them on each side. Lengthen out that reach. Okay, coming back down to a lunge position, we're going to go ahead and lift up into crescent lunge. On this one, you can have cactus arms, so those arms are bent, the palms forward, or you can clasp those hands and open up through the belly and the chest. Slight arch of your back. See if you can get that knee right above the ankle in the front. The hips are still forward like headlights. That back heel is lifted. Still in that lunge position. And then reaching forward as we come down, step the front foot back to plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra or up dog. We're connecting with those hips, open up the belly, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Heels come down towards the mat. Inhale, left leg comes up behind. Exhale, bringing that knee in toward the chest as you step up through to the hands. Inhale, go ahead and plant that right hand on the inside. Strong leg and back. Gentle twist to your left. Okay, bringing that hand down, you're going to step that back foot in. Go ahead and plant that foot at about 11 o'clock. You can use your blocks to extend your reach here if you need to. Nose to knee pyramid. Step the front foot back into plank position. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend those knees slightly. Go ahead and walk those feet up to your hands. Going into forward fold. Here's where you might want to move that blanket out of the way if you have it. Once we're there, if you want to hold on to those elbows, shake that head yes or no, soft knees. Inhale, hands come to your shins or to your thighs. We're going to lengthen that spine. Exhale, drawing the hips down into chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, pressing through those heels up and out. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Okay, so we should be warmed up now. Let's go to the top of our mat for a flow sequence. We're going to do a warrior sequence. Warrior sort of has that energy of feeling really powerful and strong and steady and confident. And that are all those feelings that we want to develop with our third chakra. So coming up to the top of our mat, hands in Anjali Mudra. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lowering down into chair. Inhale, lift up, palms come forward. I call this folded chair. So you sweep those arms back, nice flat back. You're looking straight down as those hips lower. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step that right foot back. We're going to go to warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Oh, I just realized I'm using my thicker Pilates mat. So it'll be a little bit harder for me to balance. So Inhale, lift up. Go ahead and lengthen that front leg. Exhale, back to your warrior two. Your gaze, your drishti is right over that front fingertip, that third fingertip. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. And thinking about like our goals in life. What is it are we trying to obtain? What's the one thing we're working towards? We're going to find that through our gaze to that drishti, that third fingertip. We're going to take that back arm. We're going to pull our bow and arrow back. And we're going to shoot right at it and hit a bullseye. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Really reach up to the sky and then over to the corner ceiling, opening up to that rib cage. Check that knee, it's right above the ankle. Inhale, let's go back to the reverse warrior. Actually, let's do reverse triangle. Lengthen out that front leg. And then windmill those hands to regular triangle. Now, once I do this, if I need to shorten up my stance, that might make it feel more comfortable, so feel free to do that. And then switching those arms to revolve triangle. This is a time when you might want to use that block to extend your reach. Also, this back hip, because I'm going to try to turn the opposite direction, you really want to get that foot more in an 11 o'clock position. I think I'm almost falling over. I forget that I don't have the same balance as I did without covering from the knee injury, and then I used my thick mat. So revolve triangle, bringing that hand down, nose to knee pyramid. Inhale into plank. Exhale, open up to side plank. Inhale, back to plank. Remember, always have an option to do modified plank on your knees, and you can also do modified side plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, hop to your hands or step up, forward fold. Inhale, sitting in the chair. Exhale, press up and out. Okay, refresh those feet, come to the top of your mat. We'll try it on the opposite side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale into chair, hands to your heart. Belly button in, point that tailbone back. Openness in that lumbar spine. Inhale, reach up, palms come forward. Exhale, sweep those arms back. Nice flat back, look straight down, hips are back. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step your left foot back, warrior one. So the foot's at 10 or 11 o'clock, that front knee right above the ankle, toes forward, arms up. They can be in cactus or at your hips. It's all about your comfort level. Opening up to warrior two with that drishti. Check that knee alignment. Right straight forward, pointing same direction as the toes. Your body straight up from your hips. Inhale, lift up, raise, that front leg lengthens. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Do that one more time. Again, finding that bullseye. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? What do you want to obtain? Visualize it. Draw that arm back. And pull back that bow so we can pull that energy back. And then we release with the power. We hit our bullseye, palm faces up, reverse warrior. Side angle. Reverse triangle, lengthen out that front leg. Open up through that front rib cage, reach up to the ceiling. Cartwheel those arms to triangle. Remember, if that back foot needs to come in, that's fine. Make it feel comfortable in your body. You can have your hand on your ankle or on the mat or on your block. right? Or just holding up. I just don't recommend pushing down on that shin where you put some hyperextension force on that knee joint. Okay, let's move to a revolve triangle. So you're just going to switch those hands. Remember, that hip needs to turn as well. So you're going to take that back foot and turn it in more. So the toes are pointing more to 11 o'clock. So we can get that nice rotation. Revolve triangle. And I'm using this block here, but you can also use the floor. And then bringing that hand down, nose to knee pyramid. Also might want to shorten up the stance here. Use your blocks if you need to. Stepping back into a solid plank. Nice strong exercise for your core, those abdominals, third chakra area. And then open up to the left for a nice strong side plank. Pressing to that standing hand. Coming back to plank. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knee slightly. Exhale, walking up to your hands, forward fold. Inhale, sitting back in a chair. Exhale, pressing up and out. All right, great job. Let's do that again on each side. Refresh those feet. Inhale, arms up. Exhale into chair. Inhale, lift. Palms forward. Sweep back, folded chair. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step that right foot back. Warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. Warrior two. Check that alignment on that front knee a little bit lower here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. One more time. Okay, set your eyes on your goal. Visualize. And focusing on that area of your third chakra, that personal power, your confidence, your self-esteem, your belief in yourself. You're going to come in with your deep knowing, pull back, and hit it. Reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, revolve triangle. Step in that stance if you need to. Bring those toes more to an 11 o'clock so you can get that nice twist. Bringing that hand down, nose to knee pyramid. Inhale, exhale, hold. Step that front foot to meet the back foot, plank position. Open up into your side plank. Get any option here. You can draw that knee down, the top leg like a kickstand. You can stagger your legs. You can get a little bit more challenging here. You can stack. And you can lift the one leg up. I think I'm trying to go a little too far here. Gotta work my way up from my knee injury plus my thick mat. So yeah, the thickness of your mat, it's going to be a little bit harder to balance. So it's always something to know about. The thinner it is, and easier it'll be to balance. Press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. I'll sit back in a chair. Lengthen out, open that chest, hips come down. Exhale, pressing through those heels, up and open. Okay. Getting a little warm. Hopefully you are too. That's good. I like to build that heat from the inside out. Let's stand tall before we move to the next side. Let's get our Tadasana. So I think part of our third chakra has a lot to do with our posture. So if we're kind of like this, how we're feeling around, if we're walking around like this or sitting like this versus how we're feeling when we like stand tall and confident in ourselves. And if we're not feeling that way, we can change our body and help ourselves mentally feel that way by our posture. So refresh those feet at the top of your mat. Pull that belly button in. Pull those shoulders back. Stand proud, confident, steady, self-assured, strong, capable. Hands to your heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, chair. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold that chair. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step that left foot back, warrior one. Strong, lift those arms up or open wherever they feel comfortable. Warrior two. Inhale, lengthen up that front leg, palms together. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Looking at that goal, your visualization. Got your target. Pull that hand around. Pull that energy back to increase the velocity and the quickness and the strength toward that goal, and then release. You hit your bullseye, you hit your target, and lift up into your reverse warrior. Side angle. So increasing that power, that velocity. Reverse triangle. Triangle. Revolve triangle. Bringing that hip in a little bit, turning those toes. That arm is straight up from the shoulder. Sometimes it kind of goes like this. And bring that hand down. Nose to knee pyramid. And then step back into plank. Nice solid plank here. So take your time here. Pull that belly button in. Hollow out that chest. Slight tuck of that tailbone. Feel those abs engage. Open up side plank. Remember your options here. Modified. You can stagger. I'm not going to pull my leg up this time because my lower leg is my injured knee. So I'm going to stay right here. It's really important. Listen to your body. And then coming back to your plank. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, walk up to those hands, forward fold. Inhale, sitting back in a chair. Exhale, pressing up and out. All right. So our balance posture today will be a nice opening for the third chakra, which is dancer. There's multiple levels with dancer. So I want to invite you to just do whichever one works for you. In yoga, we have these like unique positions we can put our body in. And it's not like if you don't get to that level, you don't reach enlightenment or nirvana or anything. So it's really more what yoga is about, is just to listen to your body and then do what feels right for you. And that's more about practicing yoga than all the tricks, human tricks. So on this one, for balance, if you have something to hold on to steady you, you can. If you have a real thick mat like I do, you can step off your mat so that you have a little bit more steadiness. So the first level, you're just going to pull that heel up. If you can't quite reach it, you could use a strap or your towel to kind of pull around your foot, your ankle like this. This could be level one. If you have a couch or a chair nearby, so that's what I was doing to stretch my quad when I was recovering. Actually, I'm still doing it for my knee injury. So this could be an option as well. You have your hand out in front. That'll help you balance it first. So for dancer, pull that heel in toward the bottom, push that hip forward, find your gaze, something to focus on that'll help your balance. That standing leg is strong, so really engage the muscles of that standing leg. When you're ready, you're going to push that foot into the hand to create some space between your bottom and your heel, and you're going to expand through that belly and that chest. You push, 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 and you slightly lean forward. Again, you can do this against the wall, touching something, or you could just hold this position right here. That feels nice as well. Okay, let's go ahead and switch to the opposite leg. Now this one is my injured knee, so I'm not going to be able to go to the full level, but I can do a nice quad stretch. So I'm going to show you that. And I think the greatest part, I always teach about doing modifications for injuries, and now I get to model it. And so this is what mine's going to look like right here. And then remember, your heel's right behind that bottom. And your hands forward, you can use the wall for balance. And then if you want to lean forward with it, you can. Nice, strong standing leg. And mine's not going to look like the yoga textbook, but it's going to work for me. And that's what you're going to do for yourself. You're going to do what works for you. Pushing that hip forward, opening up through the belly and the chest. Strong, steady. Okay, let's release that foot or your strap, whatever you have. Bring that to the side. Do a couple more things with just more of a wide stance. So go ahead and open up those legs. Point your toes to the corner of your mat. Let's go into 5-pointed star. I like this one. This feels to me like a very powerful position and a very open position, like I'm ready. And then we'll lower down into goddess, Utthita Konasana, goddess pose. And I like this one too. This feels very like powerful and tribal. You can put your thumb and your pointer finger together, the chin mudra here. Lower those hips down, feel that strength in those thighs. Inhale, lift up, 5-pointed star. Exhale into goddess. Inhale, lift up. This time as we go into goddess, let's do a nice twist here. So this will be a great opening also for that third chakra. So you're going to come down with those hands, lower down your shoulder, look back over. Inhale, lift up to that 5-pointed star. And then exhale, do the opposite side. Inhale, lift up to that 5-pointed star. This time, go ahead and turn those toes in just slightly so the outside edges of your feet are parallel with the mat. Let's lead with that heart center. Nice, flat, neutral spine as long as you can keep it. And then we can allow that hands to slide down. If you are having trouble reaching the ground, you can use your blocks to extend your reach. So kind of play around with that. And then you can soften up those knees. You can also kind of play around with where your weight is. If it's all back in your heels, kind of come forward just slightly. So wide leg forward fold. And then planting that right hand right down on the center there. Gentle twist. As you do that, try not to pop that hip to that side. So keep those legs completely even. And then switch your hand. Left hand goes on the inside. Gentle twist to your right. Again, watch those hips. Make sure they're even. You have even weight distributed on each side. And then bringing that hand down. I'm going to go ahead and toe heel. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, sitting back in a chair. Inhale, pressing through those heels, lift up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, lift up. Side bend to the left. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, open. Okay, stepping that right foot forward, the left foot is going to kind of just cross behind. You're going to reach that left arm up as high as you can. And we'll do a nice side bend as you reach with the opposite arm. Nice opening through that rib cage, obliques, quadratus lumborum. So that upper arm, try to reach up first and then to that corner ceiling. So you can kind of play around with those positions and find that spot for yourself. Really open up and engage that position. Okay, come back to center. We'll switch sides. Crossing that right leg behind. Lifting up with the right arm as high as you can. Lift, lift, lift. And then side bend. Reach down with the opposite arm. And then coming back to center. Inhale, clasping those hands. We're going to reach up. Slight standing back bend here. And then as you reach forward, you're going to reach, reach, reach. Open up those shoulder blades. Try to pull those elbows together, or they are definitely not going to touch. Maybe there's someone out there that it can touch, but I'm going to draw them together. Kind of scoop those abs a little bit. Pull that belly button in, chin to your chest. And I'll lift up. Exhale, rounding out. And now lift up. Exhale, arms open to the side. And then our last one, you're going to clasp your hands behind your back. I'm going to turn this way so you can see. You're going to start by opening up the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades. If you can lift your hands up away from your body, great. If that feels uncomfortable in your shoulder joint, this is an option too. Once we have that, you're going to hinge at your hips. So push that bottom back with a nice neutral spine. And you're going to go into that forward fold. Okay, releasing those hands, bring them down. Hands to your shins, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lower the hips. And from here, if you want to lower yourself down into garland, you're welcome to do that. My bottom will not come all the way down that far, so I'm going to go ahead and make my way down to a seated position. Garland or Halasana, either one. And then if you're down in there, go ahead and one hand on one in the front, one in the back. Go ahead and come on to your bottom and turn to the side. We're going to do boat pose, which is a great one for the third chakra as well. Actually, turn around the opposite direction. So grab hold behind those legs, expand through your chest, lengthen out those arms, shoulders back, right here. And then release those hands if it feels comfortable to you. Feel that fire in your belly, the color yellow. You're welcome to play around with those arms. They can always come back here. And then if you have your arms out, go ahead and reach back behind those legs. One leg at a time. We'll make our way down to our back, arms in front. Go ahead and curl that tailbone under and scoop, engaging those abs, dropping down one vertebra at a time. And then bring those arms above your head. Lengthen out those legs. See how you feel from that position. Do you feel strong? Do you feel confident? Do you feel capable? Okay, walking those feet over to your left side. You're also going to bend over with your hands. So we're creating this lateral flexion of the spine, a crescent moon or banana shape with our body. Once you do that, it's really common to kind of lift that hip up when you do that. So see if you can connect those glutes back down so that those hips are straight up and your shoulder blades are also connected. You haven't lifted the shoulder up either. And then you can lift the right ankle up and cross it over. It's a nice deep stretch. Feel it hopefully right through here in your obliques and in that QL, the quadratus laborum. This is my little tight spot. So one of my favorite stretches and positions to get into. Then release that ankle. Walk those feet over to the opposite side. Then bending at that waist, you're going to reach over as much as you can to your right. Remember to double check your connection with those shoulders stayed down, your bottom stayed down, that side didn't lift up, but you are lifting up that ankle and crossing it over with the legs pretty straight to get that nice stretch. Okay, releasing that ankle. We'll finish off for another one of my favorites. This is the belly twist. You're going to take your right leg, cross it over the left, and you're going to scooch that bottom in pretty close. Or not your bottom. You're going to scoot your heel towards your bottom. I always get my words mixed up towards the end. Arms are out in a T position. And as you drop your knees to the side, we're going to drop to the left first, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to go both directions. As you do that, you might have to lift your hips up and kind of scooch back. So what I want to create is a straight line with your torso so that the hips aren't over to the side, and then the knees falling over to your left. Once you're there, if you need a little support, you could tuck your blanket under your legs, or you could put your block under there. That might make it a little more comfortable for you. For some people, they're so flexible, their knees are going to go all the way down to the floor. It's just all about finding that spot that feels good to you. Before we come up, I'd like you to engage your abs. So kind of pull in that belly button. As you come back to the center, keep your legs exactly as they are. You might scooch that bottom over a little bit more and then allow those knees to fall to the opposite side. Again, the option is to let the knees come all the way down to the ground. If that's too severe, deep of a stretch, you can use your blanket or your block. And then engaging those abs before you come back up to center, that deep position. And we'll go ahead and switch legs. So let's bring that leg down, cross the other leg over. And when you're ready, go back to the one side. Doesn't really matter which side, will go both ways. Whatever's feeling like the first direction you want to go is fine. Engaging your abs, come back to center, and Again, you might need to scooch that hip over a little bit as you draw those knees down so that you have a nice straight line with your torso. I'm laughing because I just can't move the same way I used to. I gotta be a little more cautious. And somehow I find that funny. All right, engaging those abs. Let's come back to center. Bring your right knee into your chest. On this one, if you want to grab your towel or strap, we're going to go into a little bit of a hamstring stretch before we finish up. So you can use that to kind of pull around. You can pull that up. Grab my towel. This one is a really great option if you do have tightness in your lower back. A lot of times it's hamstrings are tight as well. And this is the best hamstring stretch because we're not getting that low back involved. They're on your back is relaxed, and you can really focus on that hamstring. So you don't push your thigh like this. I'm going to because I'm working on my range of motion on my knee. I forgot I was videotaping here. This is what I do for my PT. Pull that pinky toe back, open up that hamstring. Okay, let's release and we'll switch over to the opposite side. Now you'll see me lengthening out my opposite leg. That's going to make it more intense. And if you have super tight hamstrings, you might want to keep that leg up for now. Pull the toes back. Okay, so releasing that leg and okay, so if there's any other positions that you need to do before we go into Shavasana, you can do them now. Sometimes happy baby or shoulder stand. Some people like to do the wheel if that's in your practice, or reclined butterfly. So anything that feels good to you, you can do right now. And then we'll make our way into our meditation. So if you have the third chakra meditation, you have my playlist ready to go. You can go ahead and start that as soon as you get into your position. Get comfortable, take a few deep cleansing breaths, relax your facial muscles. Rolling over to your side. Making your way up to seated position. Thinking about your goal that you had in the practice. Bringing those hands to your heart, into the forehead. Namaste.